A short-priced horse or odds-on horse that's not going to win can be just as valuable as a horse that is going to win. And sometimes we use tools like Videography to identify horses not that are going to win, that are vulnerable and going to get beat.
And they're off in the Belmont Oaks Invitational.
The best argument, in my opinion, against nitrogen is, like I always say on these shows, they're not machines. They don't do the same thing every time. Very few bring it every single time.
And the favorite Nitrogen reserved in third. They're followed by Warming. Vienna's next.
7, 2. 2 stands out. But let's look at it this way. More likely to run closer to the 7 because the 2 was in the slop. Runaway win in the slop, out in the middle of the track, ground loss number. Probably an inflated number because of the circumstances, and she was on the racetrack. She's kind of steady with those 7s. You got horses in here that can go past that. I think upset possibility. Graveyard of favorites, Saratoga. To me, the patterns and numbers tell me vulnerable. Horses going forward where she's kind of staying the same. I think they beat her on Saturday based on the Videography numbers and patterns.
And here's Fian surging on the outside. Here's the line. Photo finish.
Past the Wire has teamed up with Videography to provide you with the Videography numbers and patterns absolutely free for select races. Visit pastthewire.com or Videography.com to learn more. You're watching Past the Wire TV.
Knowledge, it isn't free. You gotta pay attention.
And they're off in the Kentucky Derby.
You're watching Past the Wire TV, the biggest races at the best tracks. From the Kentucky Derby to the Breeders' Cup. The best horse racing coverage is right here on Past the Wire TV.
Dynasty in motion, reshaping the sport's greatest tradition, channeling the legends of his line and surpassing them. 4 of the last 6 Derby winners carry his genes. A Golden Son, a Horse of the Year. Another chapter written beneath those iconic spires. Derby dreams fulfilled for the titans of our industry. From authentic to sovereignty, a legacy both real and supreme. Into mischief.
Dan Oman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets.
Often imitated, never duplicated.
Well, hello everyone. Here we are, the first official weekend of Saratoga. We're going to tackle the first Saturday here, the 15th at Saratoga. Not the 15th, excuse me. 12th, the 12th, excuse me, not the 15th. But anyway, we're going to tackle this at Saratoga. And first, I want to thank Racelins for all the tools that we have for this show. And all our other sponsors, you know, they have like Pleasant Acres that has a great stallion here, Neolithic, that has produced some stakes runners and very nice horses coming out of late. Before we start the show last week, once again, we just missed our pick 5 hitting 4. I'm stuck as the bridesmaid, I guess, right now, but we'll get there. We'll get that 5 out of 5. Hopefully at Saratoga, because usually Saratoga has some nice prices most of the time. There's certain tracks that usually have decent prices overall every race day, and Saratoga's one of them. Del Mar, Kentucky Downs are the other two that I could think of right away that usually produces nice payouts on pick 4s, 5s, and so on and so forth. So if you have any questions, please shoot an email right here at charles@passthewire, no matter what they are. If it's about, hey, joining our syndication, we're having got a few spots left to own a racehorse or pinhook a racehorse, which means buy and try to sell for a profit. Shoot me an email. Any other questions about trainers, why they do certain things, about the claiming game? And that's about it. I do have a horse that's running. I think it's earlier today on Saturday's card. Top Gun Rocket, I think it was called. It was one of them that if you look back at the Keeneland racetrack when it got claimed for 40, I said it was going to be an excellent claim. That horse has won 2 races since then. So, it's some things you just want to look at especially if you're about ready to buy a horse or claim. Something to look at. Hey, shoot me an email and we could talk. Anyway, let's dive into this pick 5 at Saratoga Saturday. Now, what we're going to do is we'll do like we always do. We'll do 2 races, excuse me. And we're going to start off in the 8th race here. It's the Bowling Green Stakes for older horses, 4-year-olds and up. Going 1 mile and 3/8. All right, let's start with that number 1 horse. You look at this horse. The horse did really good last time out, going 1.5 miles. I mean, look, this horse ran very well at Delaware. Now, the time before that, actually 2 times before that, the horse ran in some serious clunkers. Lost by 38, lost by 11.5. Those were both grade 2s. This is a grade 2 also, so I'm questioning this. For me on this horse, I think this horse does have talent. You have to first admit that. I mean, you go 4 races back, the horse won a grade 2 by a neck and finished second in a grade 3. So, with that being said, the horse does have talent, can do it. My question is this the right race for this horse today? I personally think there's at least 3 other horses that could beat this horse, for sure 2 that could beat this horse on my book. So I'm going to take a pass. If you guys were going to do anything with this horse, personally, I'm not going to, but if I was, I would put him on the bottom side of any exotics. And the horse is getting there long in tooth. He's 8 years old. But I think the last race indicates he's still got some kind of talent. I think they should put this horse in small stakes and try to get as much wins or at least hit the board as many times as possible because the horse is starting to get on the old side. The 2. Interesting horse. Last couple of times sits really close to the pace most of the time, and is a pressure type horse. And this horse, last couple of times just missed, especially 2 races back, lost by 3/4. This horse has been knocking on the door. Once again, is the class level for this horse. I do understand that, Pletcher's, training, and he's got, big name horses and owners and stuff. I just think this horse is a little bit above his pay grade, but I do think this horse can hit the board. If you really look at the breeding on this horse, English Channel out of a Kitten Joy mare, that screams distance and turf. And you got Dylan jumping on this horse, and Dylan, the 2 times he rode it, won both times. So he knows this horse very well, which I believe makes this horse a little dangerous. So I definitely believe this horse could hit the board. I think he's definitely a play in your exotics. So look out for this horse, the number 2. Number 3, this guy has been around a little while now. Been trying to find his place. Last time was not it in a grade 3. The 2 times before that in grade 3s he wasn't. But what's amazing, he did very well in a grade 2 and a couple of times, So he just needs to wake up. I think this is more or less for what this horse needs to do. Miguel Clement, which took over the barn, after his dad passed away. Miguel is, he's been around horses forever. He watched his dad. His dad taught him everything he knows. So Miguel does have, he could get him there. I'm not worried about Miguel as a trainer. You got Pratt jumping aboard. Kind of like that a little bit, but this horse needs to wake up. 100% needs to wake up. So until this horse wakes up a little bit, I'm going to be off of this horse. I'm taking a pass. The 4, last time threw a serious clunker in there. It was bad, beaten really bad, 25 lengths or so. Luis takes over for Todd for Irad with Todd Pletcher. Another horse that kind of needs to wake up, but he doesn't have much to do. He has some pressure type speed or even early speed. He might even find himself on the lead, maybe. Remember, this horse was a $1.3 million horse. He's out of Constitution, out of a Cozine mare. Look out! That's distance, turf, everything. So, with that being said, I think this horse needs to wake up a little bit because that last race was pretty bad, and you could probably almost just toss it. I think he could hit the board. I think this horse has got a shot at some of the bottom side of the exotics. So I think he's a player, but not a major player. The 5, definitely another horse that most of the time comes from behind. 2 races back, this horse tried to go wire to wire and didn't quite do it. I don't think that was that horse's way of running. But this horse can come from the clouds. If you look at last time out, beautiful. He was way out of it, over 12 lengths, and he closed like a bomb, and he closed very quickly, and he did pick up a lot of things there. Now, makes him a little dangerous because of that last race, but once again, I think this horse is a little outclassed here. They're saying the negative running style coming from behind is the angle is bad. Horse shipping tracks wins at multiple circuits is a good thing. Got Jose. Jose picks up the amount. Last time Jose rode this horse, he did win. He came from behind. Still pretty far back, at least 9.5, and 9.25 lengths back. So this one's going to be flying late. The question is, can he get up there in time? I personally say no, he cannot. The 6, this horse is a pressure type more or less, but he does come from behind, so he doesn't need to come. He won't come from behind, I don't think, too deep, but he'll sit within 3 to 4 lengths, probably most likely, with the leader and come from behind from there. Um, the horse has traveled. He went to Barbados. Don't know why they went there. Um, but he did win. So I guess they knew something we didn't know. And in the last time out, he finished second. So definitely a horse, definitely a major player. I think he's going to be in the catbird seat. Horse shipping into track wins at multiple circuits. They proved that. So the horse could travel, picks up Irad, very dangerous rider to have on you. I like the odds. You got to love the odds right now. 8-1. Irad at 8-1. People, come on. So I think this is a major player. I think you definitely got to look at it from the win column and for sure the exactas. The 7, another horse that has tactical speed, pressure type speed. I don't know if he'll find himself on the lead, but I think he'll be one sitting second. He's an English channel out of a Kid Joyce mare again. You guys see a pattern there? I mean, that type of breeding brings it to the turf. Now, Rosario's been riding this horse for a while, and he's won with this horse. He's done very well with this horse. He has to sit close. This is another one that might be struggling to sit there second, possibly third, within a length or two of the leader and try to put it on. Now, here's the bad part about this horse: 6-5 morning line. Probably deserves it because he does look very, very good in this race. I think this is one of the 2 horses to beat. I don't think you should turn your back on this horse, especially for the win column. The 8, another horse with a pressure type speed, might find his way to the lead, maybe. The last time this horse ran very even throughout the whole race. Didn't show much from the beginning to the end. Just was just there. Never gave up anything. So with that being said, this horse is going to have to pick it up just a little bit, have a little bit of a kick. And he does have a little bit of kick in the end, but I don't know about my top 2 choices. I think they have a little bit better kick personally. I think this horse at best is at the bottom side of my exotics, and that's how I would play him. The 10 is main track only. So with that being said, the weather's supposed to be okay up there, but last I checked, every day it changes literally, right? And first, all our hearts go out to all those flood victims out there from Texas, New Mexico, North Carolina, you name it. There's been a lot of flooding out there, and I hope everyone stays safe this weekend. But this horse, another horse is a pressure type horse. Now remember, this horse will only go in if it's on the main track. If it's on the main track, this would be the dangerous horse for the main track. I would definitely put this up in the win column if they go to the main track. So other than that, of course, if they stay on the turf, this horse is not running. Another main track horse here. Early pressure type horse. Kind of doesn't know how to make up his mind half the time. If he doesn't break good, he's pretty much done overall. So even if they move it to the dirt, I would have question marks about this horse. I think the 9 would have the better shot if it goes to the main track. The 11, another horse that's pressure type, might be very dangerous if they go to the main track. I think this one and the 9 would be the top 2 picks for me if they go to the main track. Okay. But right now they're on the turf, so I'm gonna, there's nothing much more to be said. But if they do make it to the main track, look out. Okay. Here's the race lens angles, morning line odds, true odds. Let me see. True odds are percentages less than 10%. Horse for the course, and then you got horse shipping into track wins at multiple circuits. All good. These are all good. The negative angle was about the morning line numbers, but you know what? I don't pay attention to those things at all. I mean, if somebody knows something from a barn, sometimes you just have an owner that is a heavy gambler. They drop some serious coin or the whatever. That's sometimes what changes your odds. But main track first, you got to get there first for me to even think about this horse. Now, let's go to Race Lens and see how they think this race is going to pan out. Okay, excuse me. All right. Mile 3/8. They see it in the beginning, the 3-1-2 going to the lead. I could see that. Those horses going to the lead. I definitely could see that. In the midway through the pack, I see that they still think the 1, 2, 3 are going to be nose and nose type of thing. 3 horses across. And then at the end, they see that 8 winning pretty convincingly. 66%, the 7 at 6, the 5 at 4, the 4 at 3, almost 4, and 6 at 3. Look at this. I mean, let's look at the true odds here. They're saying the 8 should be 1-2. You're getting 5-1. I don't think you're going to get 5-1 on that horse, but I don't think you're going to get 1-2 either. I think the 7's going to take most of the money. I think the 7's going to be the favorite. My money is on the 7. I really like the 7-6 personally. I like 7-6-2-4. I think the 8 has a shot at best for show or even place. But that's my opinion. Of course, you guys could do your own handicapping. Here's the factors, how I have it all set up for turf at Saratoga. I did a little adjustment from the last time. I still got speed at 3. I have class at 5, form at 3, distance at 2, jockey at 3, jockey trainer at 2, and then pace at 5, and then everything else, trainer, track, angles, and track condition, all at 2. That's how I set up the turf factors. Now, we're going to go and hit the 11th race. We have a big favorite in there. And I must say, it's an excellent race. Excellent. I think there's easy 4 horses that could win that race. So I think the favorite is vulnerable. So with that being said, let's go in there and check it all out. We got race number 11. The 1 horse, she feels pretty. I mean, a lot of people know about this horse. This horse has been on a win streak. I've been on this horse personally. I've been on this horse for probably the last 7, 8 races. Yeah, at least 8 races. The horse has not won all 8 for me, but the horse has done very good, but very short prices, okay? Cherie DeVoe, you've heard me before many, many times about her. I think she's an excellent trainer. She gets them there. She gets them ready. Velasquez fits perfect for this horse with tactical speed, pressure type speed. She's going to be right there. She's going to give her all again. She's going to be extremely tough to beat. She probably is the horse to beat. Here's the angles. Turf route, outmost to the post of number 1 is 28% return on your investment. And horse won last time as a favorite, but the horse has been winning as a favorite the last, 4 times in a row. So definitely, I must say this. If you're playing a pick 4, pick 5, and you like her a lot, then you're going to have to single her. If you think there's a couple of horses in here that could beat her, then you have to just toss her because she's going to go loft less than even money. And everyone's going to have a single in their pick 5 or pick 4. Now, if you keep her as a single, I'm not saying that's a bad play because if she wins, it's a smart play. You have to make money elsewhere on that ticket, somewhere in the pick 4, pick 5. You have to make money somewhere else. You just cannot throw away a winner. All right. What I say is, if you have a winner, you have a winner. But I do believe this is a very tough race for her to win, but will definitely will not be shocked if she does. The 2, Choisia. That's how I'm gonna pronounce it. I probably butchered it. Luis Saez rides this horse. Last time did not show anything. When this horse ran in United Arab Emirates, of course she was winning there. She comes here to the States. She wins at Keeneland. Looked good there. If you actually watch that video, she looked really good. The last one, doing a clunker, you could probably just say, it's one of those things. Does she have a shot? I personally think she has only a shot at the exotics at best. But I'm going to take a pass on her. So now the 3, Lady Clay Pulley. Now this horse last time did pretty good. It was inching away there at the end, was gaining ground. Just didn't have enough. Let's just put it that way. Just did not have enough to win. This horse before that won 3 in a row. So this horse gives it, her all. Every time she runs, she's from Santa Anita. She's traveling out to Saratoga. That's hard. From Santa Anita turf to Saratoga turf, it's different. Sort of like it's different. It's also different going from Santa Anita to Del Mar, which is in the same state. They're only about maybe 4 or 5 hours drive from each other, 4 to 5. Of course, traffic. This horse is interesting. Could do some damage. Okay. But personally, I think this horse is at best on the bottom side of exotics. I'm going to take a total pass on her. So let's see what we could come up with next. Excellent Truth, the number 4, Chad Brown, Pratt. Last 2 times, knocked on the door big time. Just was a couple of steps away from winning both of those races. So, with that being said, is this horse knocking on the door big enough to beat She's So Pretty? Yeah, this horse could be the one. This could be one of them. And I personally believe that. I think this horse is going to be tough, and possibly could win this race. I believe this horse is an excellent horse for exotics, win spot on your ticket if you want to throw it in there. But remember, if you like the one, you love the one, then single the one, because putting the one with the 4 or anybody else in this race, you're multiplying your ticket, and if the one wins, you just multiply your ticket for no reason. It's either you make a stand with the one or make a stand against the one, in my opinion. But the 4 is definitely a major player. The 5, Dematic Pricing, last 2 times looking for the hat trick now. This horse has been doing good. Dylan Davis stays with this horse. Chad Brown. This horse is going to be knocking on the door big time. This one's going to be flying at the end. Major player. This is another one that could upset the one. So look out here. I think this is another major upset possibility. The 6, Be Your Best. Yeah. Look at this horse. Got some speed. Going to be leading it, probably most likely. Irad is on board. Irad's rode this horse last 2 times. First time, didn't do so well. Last time went wire to wire at Santa Anita. This horse has been traveling the country, going from Florida to New York to Florida to Keeneland to Santa Anita. Now we're going back to New York again. They've traveled this horse, okay? Why did they do that? If I was a trainer and I had a horse that would give its all the time, and especially at this level, you definitely got to take your shots wherever you think you have a shot at, and sometimes that means traveling to another state. I think this is one of the horses to beat also in this race. This horse could win this race, no problem. I would not be shocked. This horse shipping into a track and wins at multiple circuits. We just finished talking about that. So with that all being said, I think the one's going to be in a little trouble here. I think that this is the race where she feels pretty. It's just one of those races. I'm not saying she's not better than. I mean, she's probably better than these horses, but there's just times where there's some other horses that are starting to peak very, very good, and she's at her peak. She's going for her 5th straight win, and actually 6th straight win if you want to count the neck as a win. I think she's vulnerable. That's all I'm going to say. So I personally am going to play against her. Now, let's go and see what Race Lens has for us, how they think this race is going to pan out. Once again, if you have any questions, shoot me an email and hit that subscribe button right down below. You just get my show. You get John's shows, Gio's show, Jim's show. He has that Sunday morning coffee show type of thing. He goes over all the races over the weekend, and sometimes he focuses in on certain horses where you could get a little better edge on them. So it's a really good show there. So, and like I said, we have a few more spots on my racing syndication to own a horse and we'll race or pinhook. Please shoot me an email and we will discuss that in further detail. Now, let's go to the 11th race. Let's see what they have at Race Lens odds. Okay, they're saying that the 1 and the 6 are going to the lead. I think the 6 is, I think the 1's going to sit second personally. The 6 is going to have the lead. Now at the midway pack, they're saying that the 6 is going to have the lead, but then the 4 is going to pop up in there. The 3 is going to pop up in there, and the 1's going to drop back to 4th. I don't know if the 1's going to drop back to 4th, but I mean the 1's still going to be very close. Now, when they turn for home, I think the 6 is going to have a decent lead. They're going to have to come and catch that horse, period. Now, who's going to be flying? Well, I personally think it's going to be the 4 and the 5 are going to be flying at the 6. I think the 1 will be flying, of course, obviously. She has yet to throw in a clunker. So Race Lens sees it. The win is going to be the 1 by 53%, the 4 at 25%, 6 at almost 9%, 3 at almost 6%, and the 5 at almost 5%. Now, let's look at those odds. Feels so pretty at 4 to 5. Morning line is even money. I think you're going to see even less than even money, to be honest, less than 4 to 5. I really do. Maybe a 1 to 2. You might see that. The 3, they're saying it's supposed to be 16 to 1. You're going to get 20 to 1 on the 3. It's going to be right there. Probably closer to 20 to 1. I think you're going to have some juicy prices with the 4, 5, and 6. I think they're going to stay very close to their morning line, 5 to 2, 9 to 2, and 6 to 1. I just think that the 6 has a shot to go wire to wire on this race. But that's how I see it. Now, let's go and see how I'm going to play the pick 5, which is going to be interesting because I think the pick 5 is very, very tough. Well, they're always tough, usually on Saturdays, right? But this one's pretty doggone tough, okay? This ticket is not 200, it's 210. Sorry. I try to keep it right around 200, but I think there's going to be some prices in there for Saturday. Okay, so pick 5, late pick 5 starts in the 8th race. And I like the 7-6-2-4, and I'm going to do exact the 7-6 and a daily double with the 7 to the 1. Now, as my pick 5 ticket, I'm going the 7-6. I'm going to do 2 horses in that first leg. Leg number 2, I'm doing 2 horses again, but one of them is 1 and 1A. So you get 2 horses for the price of 1 there. I think they're very tough to beat, both of them. And then the 11. So I got 1, 1A, and 11 in race number 9, leg number 2. Then leg number 3, I open up a little bit. I go 5 deep in race number 10. It is a pretty even race overall. I go 4, 5, 2, 7, 10 in that order on my pick 5. Then in race 11, I'm going to try to beat She Feels Pretty, the 1 horse. So I'm going to go 6, 4, 5. So once again, I am not going to talk you guys off of the 1. If you love the 1, then go with her, but single it. That's the best way, or you're going to multiply your ticket, and for no reason when a big favorite's going to come in. I'm shooting for the moon a little bit and trying to get a price. Then in the final 5th leg, which is the 12th race, I'm going deep, and I would love to go deeper, to be honest with you. I'm going 7 deep in this race. I'm going 4, 6, 10, 9, 3, 1, 2 in that order. So that's how I like that. And, let's go out there and try to get some money on Saratoga Saturday. And let's just do it. And I want to hear everybody. Shoot me some comments. If you have pick 3, a nice pick 3, or a nice exactor, or pick 4, pack anything, shoot me an email or put it in the comments on the show. I read all the comments all the time, and I'll answer you back. I think it's great that we all share our wins. We have our losses, right? And mine's out there for you guys. You guys see me every weekend, and I play my tickets. I play my card. If you want my whole card, you can always shoot me an email. I will send you the rest of the card that I like. There's days that I miss the first half of the races, but I do good on the back half. And sometimes it's vice versa. And sometimes I'm all over the place, right? It is what it is. When you're handicapping and you're trying to especially get a hold of a track that's opening up now and in the next week or 2, I should have a better handle on it. Hopefully we have the handle on it right now, right away this Saturday. So until then, I want to see everyone out there winning, and see ya.
Exclusively at PassTheWire.com, the GeoCity Full Card Precise Order Handicap. It's my fully written deep dive into a selected Saturday big day of thoroughbred racing. I begin my full card handicap at the earliest of moments, well in advance to the posted morning lines. Don't need them. I'm always focused, and I focus to the absolute finish, never distracted. Without trouble and a clean break, it's a good trip, and is the most likely winner. Top choice, Simply Joking. I provide an extensive level of film study on race review and workouts, and I always deep dive into the connections, the pedigree, and overall bloodlines, leaving no stones unturned. This is my passion. An intense, thorough breakdown of the past performance numbers and chart details is assured. This is your vehicle to be very informed, so you can make better, more informed window decisions for yourself on a big race Saturday throughout a full card. Saturdays all year round at PassTheWire.com. Every full card presents an opportunity to have fun and beat the game. If you believe in my process, you will be more successful. You can bet on it. We are in a challenge against others. Inevitably, with better window decisions, you too will be more successful.
Ain't smooth, you ain't never gonna be a smooth operator.
Here comes journalism, here comes sovereignty, and they square off, heading to the final furlong. Sovereignty wins the Derby!
You're watching Pass the Wire TV. Hit that like button and subscribe to Pass the Wire TV. Nobody does it better.
Nobody does it better.